Okay, hi guys. So I have done my eye makeup. It's very simplistic today, but I'm going to do a full review on the NYX Invincible Fullest Coverage Foundation. Looks like this. I am in the color Light number 4. And then I also have the Dark Circle Concealer from NYX I'm going to review as well, and I am in the shade Light. Okay, so I'm going to use both of these. This is my first impression. I have not used either of these products as of yet, but I wanted to do so today because it's kind of my laze around day, get stuff done, just have my hair in a bun, and it's going to be very minimal makeup. I thought it was the perfect day to test this out. So first off, on first impression, I do see that the color shows through in this little star here, which I do like. Just like a nice sleek bottle. It claims to be a super fantastic coverage that leaves skin satin matte and flawless. So we shall see right now. So I do already have a primer on. It's from IT Cosmetics, the Serum Primer. And now this is just like a little squeezy too. I'm going to squeeze some on the back of my hand. From first look, it does have a bit of a peachy undertone. I have all the shades because I got them at the NYX after party from IMATS in January. I know, it's been a while, I still haven't used this. But all of them seem to have a little bit more of an orange peachy undertone, which scares me a little bit, but we'll see. I'm using my F80 from Sigma. Definitely like a cream consistency. Color-wise, it doesn't look too bad actually once it's on my skin here. Finish definitely does kind of look a little bit more satin, not really so matte yet. We'll see once it dries down. Coverage is pretty good. So I just did mostly that one side. And you can kind of compare. It did give me some good coverage. The true test is my nose. So I am going to use a little bit more. For this side. Okay, so my full face is covered now. So I did probably about a quarter size for my entire face. It was a little tough to blend. It wasn't seamless. I did really have to make sure I worked it in really well. Maybe this would be better with fingers, I'm not sure. I might have to try this with a beauty blender as well. But from first application, my first application with this F80 was a little bit rough. I definitely had to blend it a lot. It's looking pretty shiny right here already. It's definitely satin, not, in my opinion, it's not matte at all. It definitely gives my skin some glow. The color so far is pretty good. This is the Light. So I'm going to move on to the concealer now. So first off, the packaging I think is really cute for the concealer. It's in this little glass jar. I think it looks very sleek. And it does have like a salmon-y kind of color to it, and all of the concealers do because they are meant to cover dark circles. So they do have more of a pinky salmon tint to it. Feels very, very creamy and soft, which scares me a little bit because sometimes when they're really creamy they can crease. So let's see coverage-wise. I'm just going to use my fingers for this and just go right where I usually have some darkness. I will say that the coverage for this foundation is really nice. It did cover anything that I have. When I zoom in though, I do feel like it's very apparent that I have foundation on, and it feels a little bit heavy. I like full coverage, but I don't like to feel like I have full coverage on, if that makes sense. Okay, the concealer. Not a crazy amount of coverage, but does have some brightening in it, effect to it. What do you think so far? I hope you can see this. Let's zoom in. So this side has the concealer, this side doesn't. Definitely looks a little brighter in this area, so I will say it looks nice for that effect. It's a very thin consistency. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it'd be a little bit thicker. But definitely going on, it's very thin. Okay, so there, now the concealer's on. You can see the foundation definitely looks like foundation on my skin. I hope you can see that, and it's very shiny. So I am gonna go ahead and set it because I can't take that. I'm gonna set it with the NYX blotting powder, and these powders are notoriously really, really light. So I have it in the shade medium dark. This is the medium dark. It's not even dark, but it does have a little bit more yellow tone in it. And I have used this once before, the mattifying powder, and it's okay. Nothing to brag about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this with the powder. Not really loving how this is looking. As I'm putting the powder on, I can feel the foundation moving a little bit. We shall see, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. It is currently, it's a little bit later in the day already. It's currently 2:47. Hotness, I know. 2:47 here. So I'm gonna go run some errands after I do my full face and get back to you and let you know how I like the wear of it. Okay guys, so first update, it's about 3:30 right now, so it's been about an hour. I went ahead and applied the rest of my makeup, which was just some bronzer and blush and a highlight. I don't like how this feels on my skin. It feels very heavy and it feels sticky to the touch. Even after setting it, it's not feeling like it's completely setting on my face. It still feels tacky. I don't like that at all. And it also was very apparent when applying my powder products on top of it. They weren't going on as smoothly as I would like them to. So I'm not so sure. I haven't reapplied any powder, and as you can see, I'm pretty shiny right in this area here. It's more of a dewy shine though, so I'm not going to put any more blotting powder on it, but I just wanted to show you that I am definitely shinier in the center of my face. I do have about like oily to normal skin type, a little bit of a combination, and more oily in my T-zone. So even though this says satin matte, I'm feeling like it's more satin dewy, not satin matte. So my skin looks pretty good. It's not oxidizing yet on me, but I will see you in another hour or two. It's been another about 2 hours. Still looking pretty decent, very glowy still in this area. I did notice that if I touch my face, like even the slightest, I don't know if you can see, but there's a spot right here where the foundation has worn off because I touch my face sometimes. By the way, it still feels tacky. It really hasn't set down. I definitely don't feel like the claim that it's satin matte is right. I definitely think it's more definitely just satin or dewy in general. As for long wear, it's only been, let's see, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. It's been about 3.5 hours, so not bad wear time for now, except for if you touch your face, if you're at all like scratch your face or anything, it will just come right off. And that's with me setting it. So, not so sure how I'm feeling about this right now. I will do one more check-in towards the end of the night and tell you what I think. And I'm about to take this foundation off my face. I can't take it any longer, so I wanted to do my final opinion on this foundation. So I will say anytime that I touch my face, rub it, anything, it's going to rub off the foundation with it on my chin area here, around my nose here, above my brows here. I itched my face and there was streaks. I had to like kind of rub it in. In conclusion, there aren't very many positives for me with this foundation. I will say that it does give pretty good coverage. I didn't layer this, so I'm not sure if it would feel or look cakey, but I'm pretty sure it would. Just from one application, it feels very heavy on my skin. It feels like I have a mask, a very heavy, foundation on my face, and I don't feel like it gives that amazing of coverage for it to feel that way. My Kat Von D doesn't even feel this like heavy on my skin. So I don't like that about it. I don't like how shiny it can be towards the center of my face. I would agree that it's about a satin matte when I first applied it, but even after an hour, it started getting extremely dewy on me. And I even set it with that mattifying powder from NYX. So I don't really agree with it being matte whatsoever, not even a satin matte, maybe initially. The wear is okay as long as you don't touch your face, and as long as you're not sweating a lot. because I did notice around my nose area when I went outside, I was like, had a little bit of sweat collecting right here. I know that's nasty, but it's 93 degrees here in Arizona today, and I did feel like I had to kind of pat it in this area because it felt like it was sliding off my face. So I wouldn't say that if you're in extreme heat conditions, I wouldn't suggest this. Overall, I'm just not impressed by this foundation. I think there's other drugstore foundations that are much worth your while, like the CoverGirl Outlast. I know the Revlon Color Whip is talked about a lot. I haven't personally tried it, but I know it looks fabulous on a lot of people. It's around the same price as this, and this doesn't even have that much product. It's less than an ounce. It's 0.85 fluid ounces, which is another negative to me. I'm never wearing this on my face again, I can tell you that right now. Okay, moving on to the concealer. I haven't had any problem with it creasing. It did give me a really beautiful glow underneath the eye. However, the coverage is not a lot. So I think I will continue to use this, but as a brightening agent under my eye, not for actual concealing. So I do think it's nice, but it's very thin consistency, so the coverage isn't really there. But if you like just a natural brightness under the eye, then you're probably going to love this product. I do like that it's salmon tone too, because I feel like it does cancel out the darkness under my eyes. So out of the two products, I would say that the concealer is nice, and I would pass on the foundation if I were you. The powder that I used, it's nothing magical. It's fine. I mean, if you want just a translucent setting powder, then it has a little bit of color to it since I'm in the medium dark, which, see how light it is for the medium dark. It has about that coloring to it, but it's definitely very powdery, and it's still, again, not my favorite drugstore powder. I would rather go with the Revlon Stay Matte or the Maybelline Fit Me powders. One thing about NYX though is that they're cruelty-free, which is awesome. So if you're looking for a powder that's cruelty-free, that's the only reason I would suggest that to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you want me to do more reviews like this, please let me know, and I will see you again in the very near future. Bye guys!